Welcome to another episode of Saint Vincent Untold Stories. We are going to look at what happened in Saint Vincent yesterday. Well, as you know by now, one object hit the big man in his head, and a couple of officers put their hands on people. Ups to all of my subscribers. And if you are new to the channel, hit the like button, the subscribe button, and hit the bell icon if you wish to see more videos like this one. Once again, I am going to show you how the big man and his team is paying close attention to Untold Stories. Remember I told you that the other workers haven't received the $400 and the $500, and the farmers haven't received a second payment as yet. You think that it was joke I was making? I told you that the only option they could come up with is to pay the farmers double, because we noticed that they had missed a payment. Remember that first payment they made to the farmers? They put it on social media. Remember, they like to highlight things that they are not really responsible for, because those monies didn't come from the big man's pocket or from taxpayers. It came from overseas to help out those in need that evacuated from the volcanic eruptions. Saboto is a man of integrity, so I'm not going to throw him under the bus. But Bruce posed a question yesterday, and he explained why the farmers wasn't paid. So I'm wondering if Untold Stories did not come out and tell the people that the farmers wasn't paid, then the people living abroad would not have known that. So he addressed the issue, and he said that the farmers would get two payments in August. But I'm wondering if it was the case that you said, because there were some farmers from areas like the green zone who had lands in the red zone, and they did not get any monies in the first batch. So you are going to hold up so many farmers for a whole month? Remember, their produce is damaged, their farms are destroyed, yet you are going to hold them up because what? What you should have done is to pay the farmers in the red zone. And you guys like to say that you employed a lot of people. So by 2 or 3 days, then the ones in the green zone who have lands in the red zone should have already gotten their monies. So long for everybody to get their monies. To be honest, there are even farmers in the red zone who think that you said that they are only entitled to a one-half payment. Because the thing is not brought forward properly. It should be on every media outlet. So for the entire month of last month, some farmers could not pay their bills. They could not eat properly. Saboto, you are an individual that I look up to. And you said that the last time you gave farmers income support. But some farmers reached out to Untold Stories, and they said they did not get any income support. There were some people that planted a little tomato in their backyard, a little save, and they got. And the big farmers did not get. You know that at Untold Stories, we conduct our research properly, and we observe before we make a conclusion. And that is why, we don't touch on stories to all, if something happens tonight, we don't really want to put out full information about it, because there are two sides to a story. Look what happened in Jamaica, in which the young Rasta girl said that her hair was cut off by an officer. And now another side of the story is coming out. Chevron posed another question in the House of Parliament. She asked why a community center in a certain area haven't been repaired in over 10 years now. And the answer she got was like, they were looking at it, they wanted to do this and do that, but because of the structure of the roof and all type of excuses, and now you understand that some of those learning resource centers were built in the wrong places. Tell me something. The one at North Union next to the secondary school, and the one at the Canary, are they being utilized in the way that they are to be utilized? Hear the name carefully. Learning resource centers. They were built and computers were placed in them. So don't come give us no excuse talking about, oh, people can go there and have a wedding and keep up reception and that kind of fool thing. You guys had no plans in the first place. That is why they are being used for different purposes now. Then again, you guys had a plan, but it was an old-fashioned plan. You was not up to date with technology and knew that right now every student would get a laptop, every student would have a tablet in their homes. You see, you got left behind. And the reason for that, it is the way the education system is set up in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, using books from all 10, 20 years ago. Most of those books, all you change is the cover. Technology is advancing day by day. So when you give a youth a book from all 20 years ago, with all kind of old-fashioned thing, and then now we are in a new age of Android and those things, how do you expect them to get with the program? Well, you saw the crowds that came up, so by now you should know that people are fed up. And we was watching the live yesterday, and we saw it in your face that you was not pleased, you were shaken up. By the way, the people were reacting outside. I'm sure that there were persons who wanted to offer you a tissue to wipe your eyes. But the last time you cried, everyone felt sorry for you. But after the crying and the monies came in, it was all smiles. It was all laughter. Before the monies, you wasn't making any bad statement. You see, from the time the monies reached, you started. Remember, we were saying that persons were not getting certain things from Nemo and so on. And then you started to say, oh, persons were creating mischief. Tell me, somebody standing up for someone who is hungry, and you are saying that they are creating mischief. You see, we don't like your policies, your way of doing things is wrong. And nurses came out, and all different type of public servants came out. Oh my. You see, we know that there are persons who don't like you personally. But as Untold Stories, we don't hold grudges against anyone. Why are we going to dislike you? You are human just like us. When you destroy a man breadfruit tree, when you fire him, when you stop a businessman from creating employment, then they have reasons to dislike you, now so? If you notice that things are changing. Remember the first time the officers came on the road when the people came out, they were behaving a bit aggressive. But you see now, they are understanding what is going on. It's like the whole country is feeling it right now. You see, during your 20 years of leadership, if you had built those industries and those factories and put the things in cans, then all when the big C came, we didn't have to worry that much because we would have still have income coming in from our exports. From the looks of things, it seemed like money was only coming in into St. Vincent from agricultural produce like tourism. Probably they were seeing something that they wasn't seeing. Because if you notice, they pushed for the job. It seems like millions were being made from the tourism industry. But those same millions could be made from the agricultural industry as well. There are those who might say untold stories, you know, fed up talk about the big man. But this is the matter at hand right now. The volcano erupted. People contributed, sending monies and their supplies. We just want to see it being distributed equally. We want to get rid of extreme poverty. poverty. I remember we told you that Flow blocked ads, and we don't want you to say that we are making allegations. So we are going to play a piece of that video right now of when one of our team members reached out to Flow. That's why we asked the question if they are working with the big man. Because you see, if they do that, they are squeezing journalists, squeezing producers, and so on. I am sure that something could be brought forward for inconvenience caused. Yes, it is blocked. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not sure why they did that. Flo, you have a lot of explaining to do. Ever since the volcano erupted and that get rid of them had rolled out, ads have been blocked. I can better know that the big man is saying that untold stories. You are always correct. Remember, I told him that yesterday that things won't be the same as usual. They might try to return the same favor to him, and you saw it happen because the people are tired. You see, the thing is, not that I'm always correct, is that we do our research properly. If you notice in our comment section, the people living abroad always say Untold Stories is the one they come to give them the updates about Saint Vincent. Because you see, we give the stories just like how they happened. We don't try to cover up anything, and that has been the problem in Saint Vincent. A lot has been going on, but there are certain entities withholding information from the people overseas. So some of them were even refusing to help their own people because they were saying what things not so hard. The big man said everything is alright, but thing is not alright. It is a long time that we have been under extreme poverty. And as I said before, it's not just the big man alone doing it because he probably hook up with other organizations. Remember, I played a video within this video showing you that the representative for a company said yes, they blocked ads. So as I said before, when you think that persons are lazy, persons are not lazy in Saint Vincent. Too much blocking is going on. You see, yesterday when the object rested on the big man, and we check the WhatsApp, there was one liquor booth saying, "Oh, persons were happy and this and that." Persons weren't happy because persons aren't condoning any sort of violence. But you see, they are liquor boots, so they have to protect the big man at all cost because they figure, say, well, if the big man moves, their jobs would be taken away. But it's not going to be that way because remember, I told you that we have solutions. I personally would speak to the person taking over if it's either Sabutu or if it's either Friday. They would have to set up some factories. The big man's way of doing things is the old fashioned way. That is not going to work in 2021. If he had plans to create jobs, he would not have to take away anybody's jobs to give another. I told you that some of the officers would come to their senses. It's only the little boots ones that would put up with this. Mr. Big Man, I ask this question again. Where is the volcano relief monies that you promised to the other workers up to now? And you see how some people are unfair because they are employed with the big man. You won't see them coming on and saying anything about the volcano relief monies. But as soon as the big man got the object, they acted like saints. Just imagine the volcano erupted so long ago, and people are still hungry that already moved back home from the shelters. Enough money came in. You could have given everybody something. Those from the red zone would have continued to get until next year, and you could have give those from the green zone something. Those from the orange and so forth, and the yellow and so on. But you are shielding up the monies like they belong to you and your supporters. They came for the evacuees, your supporters and the other side supporters as well. You ever heard anybody complain and said as they reached out to Untold Stories for help? And we spin them around. We always try to help out. I told you that the unions would come out, and you see that the Friday listened to me. The people did not come out in full colors belonging to the party. They wore their own clothing, and that's what confused the officers because even some of the big man's supporters were there, especially those who could not take the pressure anymore. You see, Friday in the past. You had some good things coming up with, but as I told you before, is the party colors is the problem. What you want is the entire country to come out and say, yes, let us move this big man. Don't move to Russia and make people think that you are power hungry. Take your time. Sabi, all you have to do too, is take your time as well. Eventually, the big man and his son would slip up. Did you see their behavior? Just imagine the roads were packed with people coming out and saying that they are fed up of you, and you had the audacity to walk through the crowd. We know it's a free country, but when you do that, the situation would be different. Remember that you are old and now you are not fit like before, so situations would be different. We know if that was the big man in his early stages that persons would have been afraid to send that object to him. And I am asking you guys, do not put your hands on him because he's an elderly now and we have to respect our elders. You see, and I warned him over and over again. Remember yesterday I told him that it was time for him to go by Gemma to make a little chill out. That now would happen. With that being said, we just want to big up the entire population in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the regional islands and the international countries who are supporting and praying for us during these difficult times. We thank you, Amo.